Good evening, everyone. My research work focuses on the missionaries who went to evangelize Puerto Ricans after the occupation of Puerto Rico by American troops. The occupation of Puerto Rico occurred in the context of the Cuban-Spanish-American War, and the purpose of this research is to make a relationship between the evangelization of Puerto Rico and the establishment of a permanent public education system after the Cuban-Spanish-American War. The sources of information for this research paper are a combination of primary and secondary sources. The primary sources are primarily from American newspapers between the years of 1898 to 1917. The secondary sources that I used for this research work include articles that analyze the process of the evangelization of Puerto Rico in the context of the Americanization of Puerto Ricans. Another source is the book Protestantism and Politics in Puerto Rico. The research question is, how did evangelization by American missionaries help create a public school system in Puerto Rico during the years of American military occupation? The findings of my research demonstrate that American missionaries took on the task of building schools to educate Puerto Ricans so that they would have a direct relationship with God by being able to read the Bible. The missionaries raised their voices to denounce the poor state of education in Puerto Rico and the need to establish a public education system. In 1900, the normal school was established to train teachers in the English language. In 1901, just 3 years after the American occupation and the massive entry of American missionaries, the public instruction system was created. In 1903, 5 years after the occupation, the University of Puerto Rico was founded. The evangelization plan for Puerto Rico responded to the general plan of the United States government to Americanize Puerto Rico, with the purpose of turning it into a civilized country in tune with the principles of democracy and Anglo-Saxon Protestantism. To carry out the mission of evangelizing Puerto Rico, the large Protestant churches divided Puerto Rico into different areas, and each Protestant denomination in the United States will be in charge of evangelizing that area. Just 1 year after the occupation, the Republican Journal published a report explaining the rapid expansion of the Protestant religion in Cuba and Puerto Rico and the establishment of new educational systems. Thank you.